Okay. He was a little preparation there. This is not a Bible video, although I'm going to speak of a few people I've been through the Bible, but it's not going to be a Bible video. So if you're not into that, hang on, you get something out of this. Long time ago, when I got onto YouTube, this is 7, 8 years ago, whatever it is. I don't think YouTube's 10 years, maybe it is 10 years old. I don't know. 7 or 8 years ago. A lot of stuff was happening for me at that time. Anyhow, I'm on YouTube watching YouTube videos. I think I got a laptop. I spent like a year or two without a computer. But I got a laptop and I'm watching these videos. And about that same time, I had been reading the Bible, just screwing around with it, really not taking it very seriously. Had this little episode, got really, I needed to know what this was, so I really dove into the Bible. And so instead of, you read the Bible in the beginning, you don't understand it. And so what I did is I just reverted back to YouTube, and I would watch sermons, preachers giving sermons, little half-hour, 45-minute sermons. I'd watch whatever I could fill that up in a day. It could be anywhere from 5 to 10 of these things a day. Get home at night and watch more. I was constantly, I was looking for something, looking for answers. And I remember at that time there was a guy that some of you may remember. I think Boris remember who this guy was, called the End Time Watchman 1. His name was Bobby. He was a military guy. But he's basically preaching on his YouTube channel is what it is. About the collapse, end times, all this kind of stuff. And I really got caught up in his channel. And but the reason I bring him up, I'd email him a question, or I'd write him a question in comments or an email, and he'd always write you back. And about this, he took the time. He sacrificed and made the time because he was passionate about what he was talking about. Did that 6, 7, 8, 9 months maybe, and then I stepped away from that part of YouTube, which this was before it was prepping. He was like a prepping preacher kind of guy, and anyhow, so I'd left that, and then I think he actually left YouTube as well. He was doing something else. Some time had passed, and I'd stumbled on to someone else that had a channel that was not a religious channel, but I had said something in comments, mentioned the Bible or something like that, and she replied back, and we got to talking, and she could see that I was maybe not passionate, but very interested in this Bible. I didn't seem to be getting anywhere. I wasn't, getting any more understanding. And this lady took the time to help me. Ask her questions, she'd respond. And I was into some really far out stuff at the time. I was wavering on, starting to consider the Sabbath. Why aren't we keeping the Sabbath? I'd been following some of these Torah guys and all this kind of stuff. I was all over the board. Watched too many videos. But this lady took the time. I'm pretty dense. It takes a while to get the point across. And so, looking back, it took her a month and a half just to get me off the wrong path and just kind of get me pointed in the right direction. Month and a half. And I'm talking an email or two a day. We're going back and forth. And she had no reason, other than the passion to teach this. She had no reason to. She knew me from Adam. Okay. And so when I was just, 3 months into that thing, I finally could start seeing what she was talking about. But she had to do, I was just watching her. She'd send an email, I'd read it, but she was doing all the homework, putting all the stuff up there, explaining these verses, tying things together and all that. And really, she had the heavy end of this agreement. And but the kicker was she was passionate about her knowledge, or sharing her knowledge of the Bible, sharing her interpretation of the Bible. Okay. And because I was receptive and wanted that, or was, I was interested, she was more than willing to share. We'd spent 3 years, over 3 years going back and forth. And I owe a great deal to her. A matter of fact, what was this, at 3 years, I finally was able to say to her, I understand what you're talking about. It took me 3 years, but I understand what you're talking about. She goes, well, it took me 20-something years. And then I was able to show what I learned of that to my nephew, who was interested at the time. It was 3 months. So it took her 20+ years. She was able to dial me in, took 3 years. And I was able to share it with my nephew in 3 months. And so you see, I've always been pretty good. I could take information, condense it down, make it a little more digestible, and pass it on. But it was like my nephew said, gosh, it took 3 months for me to figure this out. I said, well, it took me 3 years. The person I got it from was 23. Okay? Reason I bring this up is there are people out there that have something, some passion, whether it's like these people, it was the faith, or you might be your faith, or your passion might be something else, world history, knife making, painting, this kind of thing. And there will come a time when someone will cross your path who's actually interested in your passion. Okay, not often, but there will come a time. I've had people that have approached me that were very interested about my family business. Okay, and they wanted someone to mentor them and all this kind of stuff. I am not passionate about my family business. I find it boring and uninteresting. So you don't want to be taught something from someone who thinks it's boring and uninteresting. Because I've been at it for so long. My passion was cattle, raising cattle. Okay, I could just talk about that stuff all day, and I've done that. I've had the opportunity to share that with people. But if you have a passion, if there's something that you do, and someone crosses your path that is interested, genuinely interested, give them everything you got. Give them the whole. As long as they're listening, until they quit, walk away, or change their mind, you give them everything you got. Because it's not often you get that opportunity, and there's a lot of benefits that come from that. One is that person may take what you've got and take it even further. Okay, if you're worried about getting credit for something, that kind of stuff, you're not going to do this anyway, and you're going to be stunted in your passion or whatever. But if you have something, whatever it is, you look at guys like channels like Hibernian Son. He's passionate about his topic, or the topics that he discusses. That's why he provides so much information. If he didn't like this stuff, he would be talking about it. I look at the Immortal. The Immortal was a teacher. I believe he says he taught it one time. And you can see he's got a teacher's heart. He's willing to share this information that he is passionate about, and he does a great job of it. You got to give him that. We have plenty. I look at Liberty Garden. I'm not a big garden video guy. I had a garden this year, and I think part of my garden I got because Liberty Garden. I watched his videos. But you can tell when and Liberty Garden's a smart guy. He can talk about all kinds of stuff. And there's a lot of stuff I try to give him that he won't talk about. Because this guy's got a lot of world experience. Very smart man. But he has a passion for that garden. And when you watch him doing his videos, when he talks about his garden, you're watching a master. You're he's top dog. In that garden he has, he's the master. I can never accomplish that. But I really enjoy. He makes a topic that I think is very boring, exciting to watch. I can watch him do his garden stuff all the time. But if you have a passion, if there's something that you really enjoy, I don't care if it's AK-47s, Chinese history, whatever the case is, and someone comes along that shows some interest in it, give them all you got. Chase them away with it. Give them more than they can handle till they go. Because that's what these people did for me. I was just crazy enough to hang around and got way more out of the deal than they did, I believe. But they got something out of it. But it also helps promote that passion that you have. I think it makes it better down the road because they can take it and go further with it. The other aspect, and this is getting long, but if there's something you have a passion about, you're passionate about whatever, and you're not making videos on it, and I don't care if you're one of the people in this community, and this community is not into your passion, so therefore you don't do videos on it, who cares? If you're into model airplanes and no one else is, do videos on it. Because there's someone out there that's got a passion for that. They just ain't stumbled across you yet. Do not hide your gifts. So don't be afraid. If you're in this community and we're all kind of talking about these things, we're kind of narrow. You might have something totally way out in left field. That a multitude could be looking for, or just that one person, and give you a chance to mentor someone or something like that. So if that's another thing too. If you have something you're really into, make videos about it. Put your face, just make videos. But if you have the opportunity, someone walks in your path, you get to share something that you have, give it all to them. Give it all, because it pays off down the road. Anyhow, I'm gonna shut up. God bless you. I love you, brothers and sisters.